Okay, so Kenya and Phaedra, they head off to Flint, Michigan for a camp. And they're trying to help the kids out in Flint that's dealing with that bad water that they got down there. You know what I'm saying? And Michigan is pretty much Kenya's stomping grounds because I think that she's from Detroit, Michigan. You know, it's cold in the D. Shout out to my boy Double O, Bub, on the Ocean 007, aka Bubs, my good buddy Brandon. He's from Detroit. He's on YouTube, by the way. His YouTube name is 007, on the Ocean 007. Okay, so they go to Flint, and they have heartfelt testimonies with the kids. They have the kids, giving them positive energies, giving them positive advice. You know what I'm saying? Like telling them they can do whatever they want to do, no matter where the hell they from. They can get to where they want to be. It's nothing impossible. And a lot of the times, growing up, based on where we're from, we always hear that nothing can ever happen for us because we're from where we're from. You know what I mean? And I understand that because I'm from a city, like I say, Canton, Mississippi. I said in one of my previous videos, we were on the list for the top most ghetto cities in the state of Mississippi, low income, all sorts of stuff. Whenever someone hears that I'm from Canton, the first thing that they say is, "Oh, y'all crazy. Ooh, y'all rich. Ooh, y'all ghetto." You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that they hear, and it's never anything positive about my city. So just to hear them say it's possible to be who you want to be, it's possible to get to where you want to be, despite where you're from. No matter what hood you're from, you can still get to where you want to be. And you know what? I wholeheartedly believe that. I feel like if I really just set my mind to what the fuck I really want to do in life, instead of working a job that I hate so much, I could really be who I want to be and where I want to be in life, no matter where the fuck I'm from. You know what I mean? I have like 15, 16 novels, urban dramas that I've written on my own on my computer right about now. I've been writing them since I was 15 years old. I've been writing songs since I was the age of 12 and 13 years old. I could be who I want to be. I just never applied myself to do that, and I always thought that it was impossible for me to be who the fuck I want to be due to the fact that I live in Mississippi, one of the poorest states in the country. The fact that I live in Canton, Mississippi, that is a predominantly black city that's looked at as ghetto and ratchet and dumb. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, and I also came from a neighborhood, Red Hood Park, Calvin Street, which is labeled as one of the hoods in the city. So I know what it's like. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to be from a small community, small town, from an area where people think that there's no hope, where people think that we can't get anywhere based off the perception that we have. So just hearing Kenya and Phaedra give those children the business and big them the fuck up, despite where they come from, was very great. And to see them finally come together and become friendly again, and just are able to be in the same room, travel together without bickering, and you tried to fuck my husband, and you a whore, and you were Jezebel, you was in the Bible, and all that dumb shit. You know what I mean? It's nice to see them be in that place, and I do applaud them for being in that place. So shout out to Kenya and Phaedra for finally getting over the bullshit that Apollo ass started a long time ago with his lies, a very long time ago. So I want to give y'all that shout out. I ain't been the biggest fan of neither one of y'all hoes, but I always give folks props where it's due, despite the fact that some of you people out there don't think that I do. Some of you people think I'm so biased to the point where I don't see the good in the folks that I don't like, and I don't see the bad in those that I do like. But I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, shout out to Kenya and Phaedra for being grown ass women about their shit. Just doing it. So, Cynthia, she been living with Candy ever since the situation that came about with her house. And she was practically homeless for a little while. And she sent not Naomi, but Noelle up to live with Leon in New York until she found her way. And as she was at Candy's house, she learned that she was eligible for clothes and that the house was now hers. So she's now excited to have her own place. And Candy was like, well, I can't wait to come over to your house and spend the night at your house like you did at mine. So, I'm happy for Cynthia. You know what I mean? Like, divorce really does look good on her. And I can honestly say that, that Cynthia hasn't annoyed me at all this season. I'm really enjoying her journey, her brand new journey, and finding her independence, getting away from Patricia, because Patricia really was weighing her the fuck down, in my opinion. He been weighing her down, and I felt like he never really deserved Cynthia in the first place. As much as I can stand her, as much as she is my least favorite person on the show, I do feel like she deserved better than Peter. You know what I mean? And no woman deserves a motherfucker like that. I always feel like he was verbally abusive to her. He was always misappropriating her damn funds. Like, he just wasn't appreciative of her and what she was bringing into the marriage, because she sincerely loved Peter. She really did. I don't understand why she loved his black ass, but she loved him. You know what I mean? So at the end of it all, shout out to Cynthia for getting away from a toxic ass relationship. Because that's exactly what the fuck it was. Very motherfucking toxic. So we get into Sheree and Bob. Bob takes Sheree out to eat, and he gets a private room, and he dances for Sheree. And this is the shit that I love about Sheree and Bob's relationship. They're very funny together, despite all of the back and forth that they've had over the last couple of years, with her throwing water in his face, licking his tongue out in the courtroom, them going on a Young to Fix My Life, and knowing how the horrible dislike that they had for each other. At the end of it all, they're trying to make it work, and I really hope that they do. I love Sheree and Bob together. You know what I'm saying? I honestly do, and I do think that Sheree does see a bright future for her and Bob, and I do see if they really get they act right and get their shit together. You know what I mean? Anybody can get it right. You know what I mean? Sometimes we always say you got to leave the past in the past, but sometimes the past can be revisited, and it can be the best thing that you ever did, the best decision that you ever made. Sometimes when you revisit your past, the second time around can be the best time around. Look at Nene and Greg. So at the end of the day, I want Sheree and Bob to get it together and get it popping. I like them together. Then Porsha and Todd, they go out to lunch, and Todd's work job actually saw this Instagram video of Porsha and Todd, and saw this Instagram video of Porsha and Phaedra going to go see Hillary Clinton and everything like that. And they had an issue with that, and they was like, they didn't know if he can continue on with their relationship with Porsha. It's either the job or Porsha, and he chose Porsha over the job. Now Porsha felt like his priorities was in the wrong place, because that's his money. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna get, how you gonna sit up here and not make your money over a woman? It's just a chase after a girl. You know what I'm saying? But I did think it was, I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought it was sweet of him to choose Porsha over his job, because money is not always the thing that makes you happy. Sometimes just being with someone that you really want to be with, being with a person that you really, really like, is just that. You know what I mean? So at the end of it all, that's what it needs to be. You know what I mean? So I do understand why he did that, but at the same time, I do get what Porsha is saying. Like, that's your money, that's your spot, that's your cushion. You're not supposed to give that up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with that. But then, Porsha wound up fainting at the nail shop. Shamia was there to, be there for her as a friend, to be there for Porsha, and have her back during that whole situation. And then Todd came over, and they was discussing their issues. Now, Porsha was a little bit too tired to talk about it, but she felt like, Todd wasn't really getting the point, and he really wasn't getting the point, in my opinion. Like, Porsha sitting up here telling you what she feels, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just come up in my face after not talking to me for a few days and think this shit gonna be sweet, because it's not going to be. We're going to talk about the issues at hand. We're going to talk about why we're in the place that we're in. That's what the course of a relationship is. When we're having an issue, you're supposed to talk about that said issue and get it on point and get it back together and get it back to where the fuck it needs to be. So Todd grow the fuck up on that situation. So she said she was just gonna talk to him about those issues later, and that she just didn't have the time to talk about it right now. So then Phaedra decides to invite everybody out for lunch to discuss a camping trip. Now, ever since her and Kenya went out to Flint for the camping trip, they want to keep doing it, and they want to have a glamping trip with all the ladies, you know what I mean? And Candy down for it, Kenya down for it, everybody's really down for the camping trip, you know what I mean? Like, this is something new for them and everything like that. So because they're going on the camping trip, Kenya was like, well, we've had trips before in the past, and there have been incidents, like Lake Lanier, Cynthia and Porsha, blah blah blah. So Kenya decides to bring up Kenya's anger management issues. And I must say that was the most ridiculous shit to bring to the table. I just don't think that was really worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, what the fuck? What the fuck were you doing? Why the fuck would you bring that up? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you bring that up? There was no reason for you to bring that shit up. You know what I mean? Like, that had nothing to do with the camping trip. At the end of the day, you were trying to provoke the situation. You was really trying to provoke the situation at the end of the day. Like, at the end of it all, that had nothing to do with nothing. Her anger management had nothing to do with you. So at the end of the day, you were bringing it up to be messy. And then for Candy to get all up in her feelings because she said they was piggybacking off the situation was really ridiculous. Candy, how you gonna get mad because she said you were piggybacking? You were piggybacking at the end of the day. So with that being said, you were wrong for coming at her. That's why she got offended and she walked away. Then Kenya following her. Why are you following her? Talking about, well, if the anger management working, then it's no problem for me to follow her. It is a big problem, bitch. You're trying to escalate the situation. So stop being stupid. You know what the fuck you doing, Ken. You were provoking the situation. And Phaedra, you were lying. You did tell Kenya that she wanted to tell everybody about her anger management, and Porsha never said that. But when Porsha asked you about it, you say, oh, I never said that. You did say that, bitch. Yes, you did. And you drinking the Kenya Kool-Aid just like Porsha said. And I don't understand it. And then and let me tell you one thing before I leave, Kenya. You're going to sit up here and talk about Porsha's anger issues, but you sitting around here chasing after a man that's breaking your windows to your car, to your house, spray paint shit, getting violent with you, but you talking about you scared of Porsha. You need to be worried about that motherfucking nigga that's about to whoop your ass, because he acts like he is going to whoop your ass. So have a fucking seat, Kenya. And have a seat, Phaedra, as well. And have a seat, Candy. Because all of y'all was wrong in that situation. Then you want to bring up some shit about Sheree and how a man whoops her ass. Girl, bye. At the end of the day, you were provoking people. You always provoke people, especially Porsha. So bitch, have several seats at the end of the day. So with that being said, y'all, I'm out of here, and this is my review on the Real Housewives of motherfucking Atlanta. I'm out of here. Peace.